Welcome back, guys, to another video today. So I will be recording this one and it will not be a live, and I will be mainly talking about some of the fundamental news, and also because it's pre-NFP, right? So this really will show the direction for the USD in the future. So today will be just purely solely on a fundamental analysis focus. I'll be going through with you guys some of the news data releases and my personal forecast for them, and why I believe that it will continue moving in a certain direction or not moving in a certain direction. So today I'll be mainly touching on the dollar, okay, because this week have NFP, as I've already mentioned just now. So let me just cancel out all the other currencies and filter them out and just talk mainly on the dollar. So first of all, right off the bat, we do see two bad news coming in for the dollar, whereby the ISM manufacturing PMI actually came out much lower than the forecasted at 46.3. And actually, if you guys didn't know, the manufacturing PMI value below 50 means that it's contracting and contractionary. And a value of 46.3 really shows that the economy or the manufacturing industry in general has been contracting since a few months ago, and it's been on steady decline. So the next important one just got released about 2 hours ago, and that would be the JOLTS jobs opening. And the JOLTS job opening actually came out really to my forecast, and I really believe that the US jobs opening would really decrease. Although I did not expect that it would decrease by this much, and actually this decrease is the first decline below 10 in 2 years, and that is actually very significant, guys, because this really just shows us that the economy of the US, in general is really slipping to recession, and it's really, it's walking on a very, very thin thread, a very, very thin string, and that string can be broken anytime. Okay, so if you're looking at the forecast was actually about 10.49 million jobs. However, the actual came out at 9.93. And this really just comes in line with the forecast that the USD or the US dollar in general, it's set to really start to go down. Or that's my forecast, because especially with the whole, Silicon Valley Bank, the crisis that's happening in the market, and the Fed's most recently decided to hike by 25 bips. However, this specific news release for NFP could set a good tone for the Feds to actually pause rates. And by pausing rates, that would really, really lead to the depreciation of the US dollar. Okay, so that would be the news that actually happened today. As for tomorrow, we have the ADP non-farm employment change, and the forecast is actually 208,000. Okay, while the previous is 242,000. So what exactly is the ADP non-farm employment change? Okay, so this actually measures the private sectors. Okay, and it is actually a very important indicator as well, because it really, it is related to the non-farm payrolls. So a good indication of the ADP non-farm employment change would set us in a good position to estimating or speculating what the non-farm payrolls print would be. So personally, for me, my forecast for the ADP is that it would be coming out worse than previous. Whether it be, whether it be as low as the forecast or maybe even higher, I'm not sure. Okay, but given how bad the job openings are, I do really foresee that the non-farm employment change to be significantly bad or significantly lower than the previous of 242,000. And I actually believe that the ADP non-farm employment change will continue coming down. Okay, and it will continue declining. Let me refresh my page again. So I do believe personally for me that the ADP non-farm employment change, let me reiterate this stance, that I would believe that it is coming down lower. Okay, so in essence, everything that I'm talking about in line with this US data, I'm very bearish on the US data, and it's not for some kind of stupid reason, or it's really based off proper justifications and proper reasons to why I believe that the US dollar can start heading down. First of all, the SVB Bank, which have caused a lot of uncertainty in the market. And not just that, the countless persistent progression of the rate hikes that the Federal Reserves have been implementing in the market, that really led to a, that really starts to show the effects on the US economy. And that has been translated by actual data being shown, like the ISM manufacturing PMI and the previous CPI news that have actually showed a decline and a drop in the inflationary rate. And sorry, I don't mean a drop, but a decline or slowing down in the inflationary rate. And this really just tells us that the market is really facing the brunt of all the consistent and persistent rate hikes that the Federal Reserve has been implementing. Okay, so now let's go right down to the main topic of the show, which would be the non-farm payrolls. So average hourly earnings, the forecast would be 0.3%, while the previous is 0.2%, while the non-farm payrolls number previous was about 311,000, and the forecasted would be 237,000. As for the unemployment rate, guys, that would actually come out to 3.6% forecast. Well, the previous would be 3.6% as well. So personally for me, I believe that the non-farm employment change, firstly, the non-farm payrolls would start to decrease, and it would kind of be in line with the forecast of 237,000. Okay, as for the average hourly earnings, my forecast with this is slightly, is still slightly bullish, and I still believe that, the average hourly earnings, it will still remain constant, or maybe even, I would say it will remain constant. I don't think it would actually trigger such a big drop. However, given consistent readings over the next couple of months, that could really lead to a decline or a drop in the average hourly earnings. Okay, so that would be my forecast on the average hourly earnings. However, if we're talking about the unemployment rate, we do see that last unemployment reading actually had a spike out of 0.2%. And personally, for me, I believe that the unemployment rate will really start to get smashed, and it will sort of hit up to perhaps 3.7%, 0.1% increase. And with that being said, I'm ultimately still very bearish on the dollar. Okay, so I believe that the dollar can continue heading down. In terms of the DXY chart, I believe it can continue heading down. If you guys really want to see my personal forecast on the charts, do stay tuned on Thursday, because I am going to be analyzing it and live streaming from it as well on Thursday. And it'll be extremely, extremely interesting, because that would be NFP pre-market opening, right? So that will be very crucial, and I hope you guys actually stay tuned for that and visit me on my live stream, where I'll be going through some of the charts, the USD denominations, gold, I'll be going through the DXY chart as well. So do stay tuned, guys. Okay, so that'll be the end of the live stream. Oh, sorry, not the live stream, but the video. And I'll catch you guys again on Thursday. Bye, guys. See you.